What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of Raw Rant, where we will discuss the highs and lows of the August 14th, 2017 episode of Monday Night Raw. Here we go. The first high point of Raw came in the opening segment. After weeks of teasing a Shield reunion, Dean Ambrose wanted answers from Seth Rollins and called him out at the beginning of the show. Seth Rollins came out and a confrontation ensued. After arguing back and forth and attacking each other outside the ring, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were going at each other for what seemed like numerous moments until Sheamus and Cesaro came out and attacked them both. After recent weeks of attacks of Sheamus and Cesaro, Seth and Dean Ambrose finally worked together and defeated the tag team champions outside of the ring and stood tall in the middle. After what seemed like a decade, they looked at each other, they both stuck out their fists, and two-thirds of the Shield reunited last night on Monday Night Raw, leaving it as the high point of the show. After this, Kurt Angle, Raw General Manager, came out and made it official. The Raw Tag Team Championships were to be defended at Summerslam. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. The next high point we are going to take a look at is Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax, with the winner facing Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam. After a back-and-forth match and what seemed like a dominant performance by Nia Jax, almost taking out Sasha Banks outside of the ring, Sasha Banks stood tall, submitting Nia Jax after a beautiful counter and hanging on for dear life to challenge Alexa Bliss. Next, we are going to take a look at the key point in the show. After the reunion of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, Akira Tozawa has taken over the Cruiserweight division and defeated Neville for the title. After winning the title back in January, Neville has been dominant, taking out opponents left and right and proving that he is the number one cruiserweight on the planet. After joining the Tyson brand, Akira Tozawa has seen himself in the main spotlight of the Cruiserweight division, facing Neville multiple times and now finally obtaining the Cruiserweight Championship, dethroning the King in a great match and setting up a great feud for the future after SummerSlam. Next, we are going to look at our only down part of the show, which started with Jason Jordan coming out, receiving multiple boos from the fans. Since the happy news broke that Kurt Angle is Jason Jordan's illegitimate father, the WWE fans have had none of it, not receiving this news well and booing Jason Jordan out of the building every time he comes out, whether it's against The Miz or to talk to his father out in the middle of the ring. It makes no sense for WWE to keep going with this angle of Jason Jordan versus The Miz due to the fact that Miz is getting over on crowds, and every time Jason Jordan comes out, it seems to just bring negativity to The Miz and The Miz Taraj, which have a good act going. The WWE needs to figure out a new route for Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle in order to keep the fans happy and not upset. Lastly, we take another look at a high point of Monday Night Raw, which ended the show in mayhem, leaving a great preview for the upcoming match and main event at SummerSlam, which includes Brock Lesnar defending his WWE Universal title against Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. After a Reigns spear and a Strowman power slam, fans were very excited to see Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman square up in the middle of the ring. However, security quickly interfered and broke the two men up, leading to another encounter of the men running across the ring attacking one another, which finally ended Raw with the superstars coming out of the locker room as a second set of security to separate the four men, leaving it to the SummerSlam main event, which should be a good one. And that wraps it up for this week's episode of Raw Rant. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow for episode 3 of Smack Talk.